So where are we now? All right, Supreme Court ruling.
Yes, on the.
And thank you, Randy, for sending us that article. You know, what was it? A 7.
You can just read it.
I'm not reading it. I'm going to touch on it. I think it was a 6-3 ruling.
Bill's been a little sassy.
Yeah, it is.
Today.
It's in the very first 3 words. A 6-3 decision was made in the Supreme Court.
I can't hear good. You read it. So basically, they're saying that the CDC does not have the authority to have a
ban
moratorium
on foreclosures and evictions.
Yeah, which we all knew.
Yeah, gosh, what a surprise.
Yeah,
and the administration is still fighting this. This is totally unfair. They're just going about it the wrong way. I get people need help, but instead of taking one group of people and making them responsible to pay for everyone else.
And when you say one group, you're talking about landlords.
Yeah, especially most houses are owned, you know, 4 houses or less, right?
Well, it's 5 or less, and I think it's what 50% or more own 5 or less.
Yeah.
So why is it fair for small businesses to bear the brunt?
Well, their rebuttal on this is that they want to disperse funds to the landlords to help pay for the rents that aren't getting paid. But the problem is they don't have a good system in place to disperse the funds in the first place.
Well, like to me, it's just like, why on earth would you need a moratorium on evictions if you just sent the money to the landlords for the rents?
That's right.
Like, why?
Yeah.
There's no
here's
what's the thought process?
They still should be able to get kicked out if they're
Section
not
8 works
behaving.
very well. Why not have those people apply for relief, and then that money is sent to the landlord?
But the problem is how do you get them to apply for relief? They're not doing it. The system that's put in place is not.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's not set up right.
The evictions in place, and now they have an incentive to apply for the relief.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
You have maybe a 60-day, kind of leeway thing there.
Yeah, give them some time frame to do it. Right. But
but then they're going to assume that everybody that's getting ready to be evicted can't read or write, and how are they going to apply for it, and blah blah blah. Which
they have agencies for that.
Yeah.
That said, it is an efficient way of doing it.
39% of people are paying for those agencies to do that.
Yeah.
There are, and I'm sorry we're turning this into a bitch fest.
Yeah.
But
that's what we want to do today.
I've just about had it. Is what it is.
Have you?
Yeah. I'm tired of the partisan on both sides. I'm doing it this way because this is the way I'm going to do it instead of listening to everyone and coming up with a logical solution.
That would work for everybody. Yeah.
So back in the Obama administration, and I haven't told anybody this, but 2008, 2007, most of you already know my story, how I was out of a job at 50 years old, middle management. My income went down to 25% of what it was. I had a wife that hadn't worked in 13 years that needed to get a job. And she went to work in a factory, and I was ready to lose my house. I applied for the Obama funds to help protect me from losing my house. 50% of the people that went through that program never had their homes foreclosed on. And what they did was they paid your mortgage. If you qualified, they paid your mortgage for 6 months to go ahead and get you out of problems so you can get back on your feet. And it worked for us, and it was a great thing. It was also a second lien on your property. So you couldn't turn around and sell your property for a profit, which was not a problem in 2000.
Yeah, I was going to say 2008, 2009, you weren't doing that.
Nobody was going to sell for a profit anyway. But that said, that was a very efficient program. It's not the states or the federal government's program fault that only 50% of the people that went through the program actually did not end up getting foreclosed at some point.
So what you're saying is the government program went and paid the states, well, or whomever. Let's just say where it ends up to the mortgage company directly for someone's mortgage. So in that same breath, you could say, man, wouldn't logic dictate that we pay the landlords directly?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it the same way. They're giving that money to the states in block grants to set these things up, but the states aren't doing it right
Yeah, they're
now.
doing a miserable job of
Don't know
getting it
why.
out.
They did it fine with the homeowners things, but they're not doing it with the landlords.
I know some of the people were saying, like, they have to provide balance sheets, profit and loss statements, all this stuff, like for the landlords do to apply. And I'm telling you, if you own 4 or 5 properties, you probably don't even know what a balance sheet is.
That's exactly right. There's a lot of them that don't.
Well, I understand why they're doing it, because it's really easy to rip off the government, and there are some stupid people that actually think they're going to get away with it.
Yeah. Well, they could show a lease. They could show a bank statement.
Yeah. No, eventually they're going to get caught. As a matter of fact, I saw last night where this couple built the U.S. government for $15 million in PPP funds.
Wow.
And they were caught.
Mm-hmm.
But recently they removed their ankle bracelets, and they ran off with $2 million of the ill-gotten gains. And they're still looking for them. So anyway, it does happen. I understand why they want all this information. They want to prove that there's actually tenants in there and that they're paying.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got leases in place. You show somebody's address on the utility bills. That's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, they were talking about knocking door to door to make sure people are vaccinated. Why don't we just repurpose those people door to door to make, is there a tenant in there? All right, let's do this.